Go Jackers.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome to WreckTalk. We got a good one for you today. This I was going to do anyways. Someone suggested it in the Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, or if you're not a part of the Discord, it's absolutely free. You download Discord. There's a link in the description to join my Discord. You can chat with fans of the channel, chat with me, and you can make video suggestions. Also, if you're not a member of the channel, we got exclusive insider info you're not going to get anywhere else. There's also a new series that is launched on for members. And as I've said, all of this is supplemental to things that I always do on the main channel. But guys, it's so cheap, $5 a month. You spend that on an energy drink every day, or I do, and you're getting a lot for it. Anyways, today we're going to be breaking down the spring game. We're going to be doing some film analysis with your boy WreckTalk. So we'll go through the film. We'll take a look at this defense, what I liked on offense. Then we'll talk about afterwards general, kind of a formal statement of my thoughts on the spring game, what stood out, who were standout players, and then I got a little highlight reel at the end for you. So with that being said, one more thing. Someone asked about my hat. I probably should just set up an Amazon affiliate type program with stuff that if I get it off Amazon, you can go buy. Maybe I'll put a link in the description. But I got the hat off Amazon. Also, I want to launch some new merchandise on the store. If you'd like the current merchandise we have hats, mugs, shirts. There's a link in the description for that. But I want to do things like maybe, anyways, if you have an idea for a shirt for the channel, maybe making fun of Collins, a shirt trolling North Carolina fans, send me an email with the artwork or your idea, and I'm planning on making that happen. Now, let's get into it. All right, so if you're at the spring game, this was play one. Well, I mean, I guess technically two right after the kickoff that wasn't returned. But here's our nickel defense. So let's just kind of identify. Let me get my pencil here. What we got. Obviously, we got cornerback. Now, we ended up rolling a safety down. Now, depending on the formation here, this looks like the strong side to me, with the running back on that side and two wide receivers. So I'm going to say this is the free safety, strong safety. We've got our Mike linebacker. I think we're calling the weak side linebacker the buck. So in the 4-2-5, we have two. And here is the nickel. I think that's Case Adams. I believe he had a pick in this game. And then obviously 4-down lineman, we know the guy with his hands out, not on the ground. It's going to be your rush in. Then you're going to have, I think we're calling this tackle. So we'll have tackle. Just going on with the notation he gave, nose. This is your rush. And your edge. All right. But yeah, they've definitely identified this as the strong side of the end with his hands in the ground is on that side. So, I tell you, there was actually a lot I liked about the defense, and even on the second team. So we got first team O here versus the second team defense. Excuse me. So what we're going to do, we're going to run a little screen here. Or a little bubble to Jamal Haynes. And Jamal Haynes looked great. Jamal Haynes, no big surprise, definitely running back one. And we definitely want to get this ball to the outside here. Just based on the way they're blocking it, we're going to see, I'm not sure who this is. I can't see their numbers, but he's going to kind of bubble out both of these guys and just try and seal and spring the running back to the outside boundary here. We're going to bring the tight end in motion. He's going to look to come in and block as well. And then everyone up front is just pass protecting. Doesn't really matter what the backside wide receiver is doing. I'm sure he's going to run just like a post or something that is never going to be thrown to. Nope, he comes to crack down. So I guess he's going to look to come in here and seal a block on the backside in case Jamal Haynes cuts this thing back. All right. Good, perfect throw. Not just good. Perfect throw by Haynes King there. I will tell you this. One thing that really stood out to me in the spring game, number 17 here. Pay attention to this kid. This is Jackson Hamilton, and he is a baller. The way he pursued to the ball, I liked. He looks huge. He's got good quickness. I was impressed with him. Now, I actually think he takes a good angle here. Obviously, he could just try and scream upfield, but it's not a good angle. He's not going to make the tackle. And as you'll see, he just kind of comes back here. Defense is already kind of beat here, and he just leaks out to the backside, make a tackle. Who's that on the block? Is that the tight end? Good block there. And good play for the offense. Now, number 10, that is Eddie Kelly. Obviously, he's transferred out for whatever reason, but that one hurts. I thought he looked good in the spring game. He was a contributor last year. He would have been a contributor this year. Definitely hurts our depth. But shout out, we did get Romello Height. That's a huge get from USC, so we'll see how all that works out. But just backing it up here. Good play by the offense. Again, look at Jackson Hamilton here. Pretty quickly identifies, and this is a breath of fresh air for Tech, any Tech fan that watched things last year. He's already identified, okay, this ball's going outside. I need to get outside. Now, obviously, he could have done a much, much better job here, but all I'm looking at from the defensive perspective is kind of reaction time. How long does it take you to identify the play? How long does it take you to start moving in the right direction? All right. I'm not sure if this is the second play of the offense. I didn't obviously get every play in, but the ones that I thought were important. This is going to be a counter to Jamal Haynes. We're going to pull the strong side guard here, and then we're going to bring the tight end over. Kind of similar, except instead of going outside, he's just going to pull inside and pick up a block. Now, I will say this. Obviously, we know 2 defensive ends transferred, and what's-his-face has already found Jack Barton. I don't need to learn his name. He's not here anymore. Went to UConn. This is A.O. Why does it keep doing that? This is A.O. Taifasi right here. And after watching film, I'm not happy, when anyone necessarily transfers out. He did not play as well as I initially thought. Yes, he does have a big motor. He is a specimen, very strong. But you're going to see here, he gets turned and taken out of the play. About a half a second into this play, he has 0 chance of making a play on the ball carrier. Really good job by the offensive line. And this linebacker, which I can't see their numbers, gets eat up too. So let's take a look here. Playing this at half speed. Now, also, if you want to kind of learn identifying coverages, you see how this cornerback is screaming back? This safety is screaming across the field. Those are your deep thirds. One, I know it's a run play, but just in case you wanted to know, there's your typical cover 3. All right. And here you can see this is Taifasi. He gets turned. The ball's coming out here on the counter. And you don't have to block this kid for very long if you're the first team O line here. He allows his body to get turned, and doesn't have a shot at making a play on the ball here. As of right now, there no shot, right? Now here's our linebacker getting eat up. Good job right here, not letting this linebacker get to the outside to make a play on the ball carrier. Might be getting away with a little bit of a hold there, but hey. And, good on Ty Fossey for not giving up on the play, but he's not going to run down Jamal Haynes. Brett Seither, Godey, or is this Jackson Hall? Let's see. Let's see who this 85 is. That's Jackson Hall. I will say I was super impressed with him. Big kid, great hands, good blocking. Probably rather see him with his butt on the other side of this block, like a reach block. But that'll do. We'll assume there's no holding there. But for the most part, if you engage the guy and you get his jersey in here, you're not going to see a holding call on that. In fact, that's, if you're an offensive lineman, what you're taught to do. Also, good perimeter blocking. That was something we really struggled with last year, was blocking on the perimeter. I thought we did a much better job in the spring game from what I saw last year. But again, I don't think there was a single penalty called on a wide receiver or a defensive back for anything. So, take all of that with a grain of salt. And just really good play. Really good play by Jamal Haynes, gets to the outside. And again, look at Chase Lane here. Love to see it. Chase Lane still engaging the block, still driving the guy back. And look, those are plays where it's easy, even if you know the ball's coming to your side. It's like, man, I'm way downfield. I'm not going to continue with this block, like we've won, whatever. But this type of effort is what springs a play like this for a 13-yard gain to a touchdown. So shout out to Chase Lane there. Also 15, Taj Butler. Well, you look how big this kid is. True freshman. He was a part of last year's class. Watch out for him too. Now he does get blocked and taken out of the play. So that was Jackson Hall, that tight end that was tied up with him. But we coached this kid up. Like the ceiling is high for this kid. Ceiling is high. I feel much better at linebacker this year than I did last year. Let's take one more look. Now that we kind of know what we're looking at, let's look at the linebackers this time. And again, immediately, last year, both of these linebackers would still be standing right here, waiting on the play to come to them, being reactive as opposed to proactive. And even though this is a big gain for the offense, I do like that we're driving off on the defensive line too. That we played the same way on the defensive line. We just kind of engage a block, look around, try and figure out what was going on, and by the time we did, the ball was 15 yards behind us. Yeah, we get held here, but whatever. And then the tight end blocks the other linebacker. Good job by the offense, but again, keep in mind they're playing the second team defense. Also, good job on Case Adams there, the nickel, coming from the backside to make that tackle. Got to have 11 guys going to the ball. Next. All right. Still first O versus second D. Interesting formation. Tech likes to do this. I can almost guarantee you when we have a stacked, just something to watch out for this season. When we have wide receivers stacked one on top of each other like this, it's either, and usually we'll have like a tight end right here. It's going to be one of these screens where the wide receiver just steps back, catches the ball, and then we crack block this, or it's going to be some kind of wheel concept. One of the two. Good plays, good complementary plays there. We saw that. In fact, we saw Seether spring against North Carolina last year. Similar concept, except instead of 2 wide receivers out here, we had Seether with a wide receiver. Shout out to Buster. Dude's, in my opinion, a genius play caller. Now, this is going to be a long developing run play. We're going to end up pulling pretty much the entire left side of the offensive line. A few things. One, this is Cade Adams. So this is kind of confusing. We have Case Adams here and Cade Adams. So Case Adams and then with a C, Cade Adams. Of everyone on the defensive line, I might have been most impressed looking back at film at Cade Adams. In fact, we're going to look at a play later where you can audibly hear Brent Key yelling at the offensive line because Cade Adams at that tackle position was causing problems and making plays. Really happy from what I'm seeing out of him. And I believe Case Adams had a pick. I've got that in here too. Either way, we're basically going to pull all of these guys over. We got a long developing run play where we're going to try and spring Haynes King on the throwing side of the quarterback here. Now I will say, and then we're blocking out here. I will say, we get caught flat-footed at the linebacker position here. We kind of come up in here, and then we're not really sure. We're not really sure where we're going. That kind of looks like a sperm, whatever. I didn't mean for that. But we get caught flat-footed here. But I will say, Cade Adams kind of, he's getting a pulling guard right into his face. Does a good job at holding his ground and turning the running back to the open side of the field. And great play by Case Adams here coming up and meeting him. Makes a great play. So, boom. So he's coming down to get in. He's coming out here to seal Cade Adams. Pretty good job up front here. Now, again, Typhasi fighting in here, but he's really taken out of the play. And here's the other thing. And this is really the tell of a really good offensive line. Like 78, where did he come from originally? Being able, so he's the guard, right guard. We talk about tackling an open field being tough. Is blocking an open field almost, if not more, difficult? So he's got to come up here, peel linebacker. Now, this is the position he wants to be in. He's on the inside of the linebacker. He's expecting the ball to go this way. It doesn't. We bring it back open field because Cade Adams did a great job at sticking his foot in the ground and turning the ball backside. But we get caught with kind of our feet in the sand here. Luckily, Case Adams is like, hey, nothing's going on over here. Let me scream over there and make a play on the ball. Now, did a good job at getting enough of them to bring them down, but in general, you need to wrap that guy up. Wrap that guy up. Lord knows we saw enough broken tackles last year. This certainly could have been a broken tackle, but we pursued well. Even if Jamal Haynes would have stayed on his feet, we would have secured the tackle. All right, next play. All right, we'll look at one more play with first O on second D, and then we'll look at first D. What to look for here? We've got Cade Adams, kid we were just talking about, lined up right here. Fights out of a double team. Running back's going to come here. He's going to make the tackle. fights out of a double team to make the tackle, and you will hear Key audibly irate, yelling. I'll play it after we look at the play. But I actually think this was a miscommunication or didn't know your assignment on the O-line as to why this play happened. Let's see. I think it's center and guard double Cade. They do. All right, center and guard double Cade. I think, and Joe Gilbert, if you're watching, you would know more than me. I think the center was supposed to scrub off and pick up linebacker, and the guard was supposed to hang with that block. What ends up happening is they both scrape off and pick up linebacker, and then no one blocks Cade, and he makes the tackle. That's what I think happened here. So, obviously, good on Cade for making the tackle. I do think this was a mental error on the offensive line, though. Again, Joe, if you're watching, comment what you think. So you see here they both scrape off. Like, maybe he beat the double team. I could be wrong. Like, maybe he got by him and then the guard just said, okay, let me pick up someone else to block. But I kind of feel like this was a mental error. Either way, Cade Adams is going to be a big contributing part of this defense. He's playing the second string tackle. Watch out for him. Now let's hear what Key thought after this play.
Haynes wrestled down after a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. Cade Adams on the tackle.
I lied. We're going to look at one more first down on second D. It's going to be a touchdown, Jamal Haynes. Simple little running play. He's just going to cut and get upfield for the score. Few big things here. One, again, here's Ty Fossey. And this was the play that I saw, going back, watching the spring game, where I said, you know what? Again, I wish Ty Fossey was still here and we could work and develop him. But after I saw this, I said, I'm not as heartbroken about it. Now, he's going to engage with the center here. But just rushing upfield like a madman is not always what you need to do. Again, the ball's going here. And credit to the center, he's just going to turn his butt to face this way and let Ty Fossey just run himself out of the play. Ty Fossey takes himself out of the play. And again, about a second into this play, he's got no chance of making a play on the runner. Now, I can't see his number yet. This is either Jackson Hamilton or Taj Butler. Gets absolutely juked out of his jock straps. And this is where, if you're a player and you go into meetings and y'all are watching film, you know when a certain play's coming up and you're like, man, can I just go to the bathroom real quick? I don't want to be a part of this. Now, to be fair to him, I'm sure they told these guys, do not light up any of our starters. Do not do it. Also, another thing that Buster does that I like, we're motioning, I think this is Jackson Hall's tight end out, and you'll notice the nickel runs all the way over with them. Now, what does that tell you? They're most likely a man. And that's not, just helpful for passing, identifying they're a man. You're going to have different running lanes in man than you are in straight zone, right? So let's take a look here. The other good thing about this is it takes the nickel out of the play. All right, so once the ball bounces over here and he gets upfield, this nickel's then got to stick his foot in the ground and try and redirect. Again, this is why Buster Faulkner is thought of as highly as he is. Again, let's look at Ty Fossey here. He gets straight up field. All the center does is just rotates with him. Hey, the ball's going to my back, so I'll just push him out of the way. You can keep running that way. Just keep running that way. That's fine. Boom. Easy. All right, let's back up a little bit. We'll see the jock strap dislodged. Just a little head fake, foot in the ground, step up field. In fact, I don't know if that was a linebacker or not. Is that a cornerback that came over? Nope, that's our rush end, I believe. Yep. So we got I know it's ones on twos, but look, we got to be better. We've got basically a 2-on-1 here. 2 linebackers and a running back, and he's able to get by both of them. Great for Jamal Haynes. Not so great for our depth players on defense. All right, now, first play with first team D, second team O. And let's just look personnel-wise. We have got at linebacker, Kyle Eifert right here. Stop doing that. I don't know why this program keeps doing that. Kyle Eifert, Trinelius Tatum. Number 3 is Amari Harvey at the corner. This is Omar Daniels at the nickel. Looked like him and Syed Gibbs were both playing at the nickel. Believe this is Warren Burrell at the top of the screen. And then obviously we know Clayton Powell-Lee at the strong side. LaMiles Brooks at the free side. Safety up front. Obviously we've got Zeke Biggers, Makias Scott, and then I'll have to look at end. Let's go. All right, so we blitz the nickel. Boom. Blitz the nickel. Either in cover 2 or straight cover 4. Pass play. Parham does a good job creating space, getting out of the pocket, dumping the ball off to number 4. So let's see what we got routes-wise here. Just looks like a go and then a post. And then just running a dig across the backside. Let's look at the pass rush. All right, that's Kevin Harris. He's a senior. Kevin Harris. And then we have, I believe we have Kevin Harris and Joshua Robinson. All right, so let's look at the linebackers here. Boom. Now, I will say, let's go back. Eifert gets beat here. You see, you got to start screaming this way with him. Again, Pyron does a great job. Did we get away with some holding there up front? Maybe. And Pyron did great. Pyron was, in my opinion, the MVP. I know Chris Elko balled out and stuff, but Pyron looked really, really good here. And this is just a good display of footwork and awareness. He's going to throw this ball on the run. This is not an easy throw. Again, he's got to get as much as he can. His shoulder's going that way. He's got to get his left shoulder turned and pointed to this wide receiver as much as possible. The more he leaves this left shoulder open, the more this ball is going to want to sail on him toward the boundary. Really no danger of not as much danger of throwing it behind him, because then you'd almost have to be like an owl and rotate your whole body, 180 degrees. Great throw. And great effort by Eifert. He comes across, gets his hand on the ball, knocks the ball out. Those are game-changing plays. A little worrisome, though, the first I should say worrisome. It's the first play for the first D. Not, as great as you'd like. But I do like our starting 4. Makias Scott looked good. Zeke Biggers looked good. Kevin Harris. Kevin Harris is a guy I'd be on the watch out for. Kevin Harris, Joshua Robinson. I believe he's 27. I think we're going to be okay in just our core starting 4 defensive linemen. All right, we got to look at this because this is just a hell of a throw by Zach Pyron. Can I say again how high I am on Zach Pyron? We actually get a decent rush here. Joshua Robinson does a great job getting off his block, getting pressure on the quarterback. We're not even going to draw any lines or anything. All I'm going to say is he's going to get flushed out, have to throw on the run, and he throws a comeback route. I don't even know to who, but he throws it in like a 1 by 1 foot square box that the ball has to be in. Again, 27, Joshua Robinson does a good job making a move. Second block gets by the guy. Go ahead and eat some dirt there, sir, says Joshua Robinson. Good pursuit. Now, why do I really like this so much? The throw is great in and of itself. But the little things. I want you to look at his shoulders and where they're pointed. Again, right down at the target. And let's say you couldn't see below that line. You didn't know how his feet were aligned. In other words, he looks the same throwing on the run here as he would stationary if he was just standing still throwing the football. Again, what tends to happen with bad fundamentals, your shoulders are more parallel to this line, and this ball fades, this ball gets picked, bad things happen. I mean, look at this. Good catch. That's Abdul Janae. Nasty. Almost no defense for that. I mean, just great. Aside from a linebacker getting underneath it. But hell of a play by both Janae making the catch, coming back to getting it, and obviously Zach Pyron. All right, let's look at our defense stop the run here. Something we didn't see much of last year. And interestingly, hey, we were moving things around a little bit. This is Horace Lockett, number 55 here. We've moved Biggers kind of, boom, right here to looks like almost an outside shade on the guard, instead of being more over the center. And then Joshua Robinson way out here. What is that, like a 9 technique there, Joe? So, and, brought our rush in over, basically playing linebacker now, basically playing inside linebacker. Ball's just going to come straight up, and look, we just do a good job at holding ground and making the tackle. Little bit of push. Would really like to see us get a little bit better push on the second string offensive line. Evan Dickinson gets the ball, make a play. That's Horace Lockett, 44 Efert linebacker, pursuing well. Let's go back and look at linebackers, see how they reacted. Got Efert and Tatum. Efert does a good job getting up, meeting the block, getting off the block. Love it. Efert gets upfield, meets the block, gets off of it, makes a play on the ball. Kid's young, but the kid can play. Gang tag, like everyone on the ball, everyone pursuing the ball. Good. Again, there's Kevin Harris. Watching out for Kevin Harris. And Clayton Powell-Lee looking like a grown man. Dude looks like a linebacker playing safety. He's a linebacker with safety speed and athleticism. All right? We have the potential to be good on defense. All right? We just got to keep working at it. No real commentary here. We talked about special teams leading up to this game, or I did. 62-yarder by Aiden Beer, and I think it was right as this ball approached the upright. No hate to Gavin Stewart, but I think he realized he was transferring. Let's take a look. Boom. I mean, this thing was probably good from 60, 66, 68. I mean, he crushed this thing. And there was some funky wind. If you watched the Masters, you knew there was some super funky wind that Saturday. But, yeah, Aiden Beer is just a beast. How do you pronounce his name? B-I-R. I'm just going to say Beer. Let me know in the comments what you think. All right, you knew we were going to have to look at it. Here's the Haynes King pick. I don't like it. I know, look, second team Deed here did a really good job collapsing the pocket, getting pressure on Haynes. He has to step up and make a throw maybe a little quicker than he wants to. Don't worry about all the routes, okay? Doesn't matter. Only thing that matters is where this guy is. Stop doing that. And I think it's this wide receiver almost running a post, and DB going with him. This ball has to be out here, and we throw this ball flat and over here. All right, again, this Jacob Cruz on the near side of the screen, 35, does a good job. Good job driving the guy back, getting pressure. Here we go. Now, I want you to look at kind of the spacing here. So you got this guy screaming over here. You got the nickel hanging out here. All right, it might not be the nickel, might not be safety. Either way, this ball has to be over here with with more air under it. More air under it. It can't be flat and out here, which is how we do it. Ends up being a pick. Case Adams picks it off. Trying to go to Malik Rutherford there. And look, it's one play. One of the biggest concerns we have coming into this season, though, is cutting that kind of thing out. That's a play. It's not like a 50-50 ball you throw and the defender just comes up with it. This is the offense is one, the receiver is open, and we just throw a flat ball when we shouldn't have. All right, so we got to avoid that going into the season. All right, this is my favorite play of the whole spring game, because I don't know if I saw this happen once last year on defense. And this is why I'm so high on Jackson Hamilton. No need to overanalyze moving forward. All you need to know is it's a run and play here. Jackson Hamilton's going to meet him here. That's all you need to know. And because I don't know if I really saw a linebacker step into the hole and punish a running back for trying to go through it. Makes me think of like Fox, the linebacker Fox, Keith Brooken, these type of guys that you're going to try and run between the tackles, it's going to hurt. That's what we need to get back to. That's what Jackson Hamilton does here. All right, here we go. This is Jackson Hamilton right here. All right, got Trey Cooley getting the ball. And Cooley's a pretty strong running back. Great awareness. So we're all coming down here. We see all the blocking kind of moving this way. We identify the ball carrier, put our foot in the ground, and punish. Boom. Textbook by Jackson Hamilton here. Boom. You're not just going to run up in here. And he knows. Look at this. He knows what he did. He knows what he did there. He knows that was badass. Love to see it. Would love to see a lot of it this season. Let's go to the next play. All right, we're just going to look at the last three plays here. Bang, bang, bang. Not going to overanalyze. Not going to go into any depth. I just want you to look at the pursuit here. Again, this is Jackson Hamilton. All right, so this is going to be a screen. Offensive line is just kind of bump everyone and try and get over here and block. Here's Jackson Hamilton right here at the top of the screen. Him and Eddie Kelly get out here and blow up this screen. I believe this is to Malik Rutherford. It is. Again, here's Hamilton. And him and Eddie Kelly are on it. Again, losing Eddie Kelly hurts. Love that we have Jackson Hamilton. Things I want to see more of. All right. In a similar vein, Tatum and Eifert teaming up here to make a tackle on the run. That's Chad Alexander at running back. Maybe gets a yard. Tatum wrapping up the legs. Would really love to see a more punishing hit, but first and foremost, you got to get the guy down. I don't care what you have to do. Go Mike Tyson, bite his ear off. Whatever you need to do to get the guy down. Good combo there by Eifert Tatum. Love to see it. And then, again, watch out for this guy. Top of the screen, Kevin Harris. In fact, I was really as far as the first team D, really liked what I saw from Joshua Robinson and Kevin Harris. He gets upfield, doot. Anyways, I guess part of that play got cut off. Blowing his guy up, though. Love to see it. Now, let's get into kind of final thoughts from the spring game. All right, so final thoughts on the spring game. First and foremost, I think we're okay as far as our starting rotation on the defensive line now, or getting to that. I think, look, Kevin Harris, Joshua Robinson, Sylvain Yonjuan will be healthy, or should be, by the time we kick in Ireland. Bringing in Romello Height now, Zeke Biggers, Makia Scott, Horace Lockett. We've got some talent there. We got the ability to make plays. I think we've got to develop the depth behind that. But I like what I saw in the spring game from those guys. Cade Adams, I think, is a guy that not a lot of people are going to know his name before we kick in Ireland. But I think by midseason, that kid's going to make some plays for us. And people are going to be like, man, where'd this kid come from? Like, if you're just not in the nitty-gritty tech stuff, watching WreckTalk like you should be. Jackson Hamilton, Taj Butler in the linebacker rotation. Really liked Kyle Eifert. So, look, those were the two most deficient positions, or the positions we struggled at the most last year. I think we're much better this year. In both of those fronts. I thought Jamal Haynes looked good. Just looking at my notes here, going on the offensive side of the ball, Zach Pyron, Aaron Philo, I thought looked great. We didn't look at any film from Philo. Look, I didn't want the video to be 2 hours long, but Zach Pyron looked really good. Aaron Philo looked really good for a freshman. Chris Elko, the kid, balled out. I think he's a walk-on right now. Maybe he'll get in the rotation. Jamal Haynes, obviously, RB1. Really excited to see what Jamal Haynes can do this year. Looked fantastic during the spring game. Something we didn't really – I didn't pull film up. Something I noticed watching it while I was there. We didn't see a lot from the running back as far as yardage. Jamal Haynes had the touchdown, but I thought blocking, we did pass blocking running back, something that's really, really important. Thought we did a really good job at that for everyone. Chad Alexander, Evan Dickens, Anthony Carey, all of them. Jackson Hall, I'm excited to see at tight end. Big kid, great hands, good blocking. Jackson Hall, Brett Seether, Godey. We're going to have I love you, Sea-Dog. I think you doubt me here. I think we got a pretty good tight end room, though. Especially from where we've came from. I think we're okay at tight end. Zion Taylor, Malik Rutherford looked really good. Watch out for Zion Taylor. That's all I'm going to say. Zion Taylor could be what Eric Singleton Jr. was last year as a freshman, Zion Taylor could be that this year. All right, watch out for this kid. I've had people that would know tell me this kid is an absolute freak. All right. Talked about Eford Tyfasi. Not as heartbroken to see him go after breaking down the film. So, yeah, that's what I've got. Let me know what you guys think. A lot of good things to be excited about here at Georgia Tech. And, man, I'm about ready to kick. After watching this, getting excited, I'm about ready for Ireland. You guys have a good one.